You're listening to a Canadian Movie Crew production.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 RetroSPOOKtive. Every year on this show, we take a look at a horror series, a horror franchise, taking a look at the Conjuring this year. Mark doing this because there is a new Conjuring movie coming out. It's actually out at this time that we're recording. The Conjuring Last Rites. We'll get to that later this month. But as of right now, we're taking a look at the Conjuring from 2013. You've seen this before, right? I believe you said you've seen this before.
It's spooky time. My name is Mean Mark. It's spooky time. I'm sorry, that new intro music is catchy. I like it. Yeah.
And now we can hear it while we're recording.
And I was gonna, I wanted to sing my own intro just then, apparently. So spooky time. My name is Mean Mark. Yeah. Anyway, I saw this at a drive-in theater.
Was it this one or the second one?
This one, the first one.
Okay.
So 2013, I was a ring announcer for professional wrestling. Well, I'll use part of that in quotes. Anyway,
A local professional
they wrestled
wrestling, yeah.
a local professional wrestling gig. Yeah, they did get paid something, so we'll call them professionals. So they had it. They had this wacky idea for an event. I think it was October. No, it was September. Actually, I think we're coming up on like almost a quote unquote anniversary of it. But it was the year this movie came out. It was part of, because it was Labor Day weekend. That's right. We just passed it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they the whole thing was come in the afternoon, watch a wrestling show, then stay for the evening, and it was a triple bill that weekend because it was a long weekend, and The Conjuring was one of the movies on that bill. So, so I saw this before, long time ago, back when it first came out.
Yeah, I did too. I actually rented this from Blockbuster or from wherever it was available back in 2013. If Blockbuster was still around, I'm not sure. Maybe Netflix. Yeah, this series.
So that was your prior experience with it. So you watched the first one.
I watched the first one, and I never watched another one.
Me neither.
Because
yep.
I should say, so this movie stars where's my
Patrick Wilson
and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are two real life paranormal investigators. These movies are all based on their cases. Interestingly, I also found out that they have their case files are actually the basis for Amityville Horror.
Yeah,
the movie.
That's wild. So this is not technically not the first movie about this family.
Based on these two, yeah. Now, the case in which Amityville Horror was based on has since been proved to be a hoax. As most of their cases, if not all, have been.
Okay.
So let's get this out of the way. Are you believer in demonic possession or ghost hauntings?
Well, based on my background, I at least was open to yes, to that. I didn't witness anything firsthand that had me completely convinced. Well, okay, I'll put it this way. I was of the open mind, and again, as a practicing minister at that time, not in 2013, but prior, well before that, probably, about another 15, you go back another 15 years, and that me would have believed stuff like this could happen. However, I'd never been in the presence of what I believed to be anything like this. like I never like I definitely never saw like chairs being flung across rooms and people being dragged by their hair by invisible
Sure.
whatevers. I saw some things, witnessed some things happen to people that just weren't like this. Was
Okay.
that just people behaving strangely, and
I see.
and then at some points it was being attributed to potential possession or something else, but nothing like this. Nothing like this ever happened when I was in the church. So could it, at the time, I was like, oh boy, hope it never happens to me, and make sure I stay on the side of the angels. So it didn't. But I never, like, I didn't even talk to a colleague that was like, yeah, we were just having pizza and all of a sudden the pizza hit the fan, you know what I mean? Or something of that nature, not, so I kind of was like, all right, well, I don't know.
But nowadays,
yeah, it's that feelings kind of get lessened to the point where, okay, I've never seen, never even heard of anybody going through anything like this, or, I mean, like, there's nothing presenting itself and not that I'm inviting it.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I would have to see it to believe it, I think, at this point, in terms of.
So you're cautious about it, basically.
Listen, I mean, we don't want to get too spiritual here, but at the same time, like, there's shitty people around. So the idea that shitty stuff can happen is not outside my, the quote unquote wisdom that I've gained over the years. Now it's just like, well, sure, maybe, but I mean, aliens could land tomorrow too. I don't know, like.
Well, aliens are a different thing.
Yeah, but
I doubt it. But
yeah,
I'm more of the camp of it's all fake. Demonic possessions, exorcism, it's all theater of the mind. Anyone who claims to be demonically possessed is strictly looking for attention.
Unless they've literally been dragged across the floor by their hair by an invisible assailant.
There has never been any proven recorded fact of that.
Well,
usually people who experience that on their own when no one else was there to witness it.
Or in a group of like-minded individuals.
Or in a group of like-minded individuals who participate in groupthink. So, and Ed and Lorraine Warren, paranormal investigators, and it's strictly my opinion, so take it as it is. Paranormal investigators are either charlatans and scammers looking to use vulnerable and gullible people for monetary gain, or they're the vulnerable and gullible people who, for whatever reason, believe in what this is and what it is, what these things are true, and that ghosts do exist, and their 1960s Radio Shack mass-produced audio recording equipment can pick up ghost sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or EMF detectors will detect ghosts. No, they're electromagnetic detectors. They detect electricity.
Which,
and falsely use this equipment to claim that ghosts are real because they want to believe that. Based on my research, Ed and Lorraine don't seem to be charlatans. They genuinely believe what they believe. Nothing they've ever done has been proven, but they did have an occult museum where they had things that they've taken from their cases and put them on display.
Which we see a glimpse of something like that in this movie.
Yeah, we see a glimpse of that. Now, they would charge people $5 to come in. So there's there's a little bit of monetary gain. That apparently was shut down due to zoning rights a few years ago, and has since been repurchased just recently by comedian Matt Rife.
Really?
Yes, he apparently bought all of their entire museum and is planning to reopen it with proper zoning and everything else.
and
So
probably star in the Conjuring 6 or whatever is coming.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The rights after the last is probably be the next one.
Yeah. The last rights, the next to last rights. You didn't see this one, you know.
Yes. So watching these movies is difficult for me, but I have to keep reminding myself that this is a movie. This isn't the real life people. This is a dramatization where, although she claims to be a clairvoyant, where she can speak and see to the dead and see things, she can't in real life, probably. Realistically, no, she can't. In this movie, she can't.
Yeah, she
Right? So I have to keep that separate. I still don't like this movie.
It basically kind of, I mean, I apologize, Derek, for bringing this to our attention. I'd forgotten that perhaps this would have been better served during another superhero month, maybe. Because she has superpowers that save the day. Like, that's the...
Well, yeah.
Now, granted, the other thing too, sorry, but before we move on, you brought up the superpower, so here I go. But one of the things that, now you've seen, I know you're a fan of Penn and Teller, at least were last time we talked about them. Yeah, I'm sure, hopefully still are. And they would be the first ones to admit that everything that they do, it's not magic, it's just talent. It's
trickery.
That's what I've garnered from them, is that we're just really good at fooling you. And you watched their show called Bullshit, right?
Yes.
Did you see the one with the psychics?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen the entire series.
There is a part of, and we'll get there, but, well, I don't know if we want to get there, like go through it linearly, but there is a part of this where you can see Lorraine kind of employing similar things with with Carolyn, the mother of the house, played by Lily Taylor.
This movie also starring Lily Taylor, Ron Livingston from Office Space.
Office Space, yeah.
Lily Taylor, we've seen her before in The Haunting. She was in that movie with her. And Joey King, a very young Joey King.
Joey King, yeah. And Mackenzie Foy, I know that name that name has come up. We've seen her on Film Studies as Renesmee. She played the kid in that.
Okay, in Twilight.
And we also did a Film Studies on another movie she was in, Interstellar, in 2014.
We never did that for Film Studies.
I thought, what?
Because I've never seen Interstellar.
Well, maybe it's a stay tuned.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty big movie. Maybe we should do it somehow. We're not going to now. We can't go back to 2014 and do it for Film Studies.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. She plays well, see, I was going to make a joke now, and that you won't get it. Never mind. I thought for sure we'd done it. I don't know why.
No.
All right.
Is she the daughter of?
Yes, she plays.
Confused there, and that's the one that he's trying to connect to.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
I know of it. I've just never seen the movie itself.
Right, but you're right. Yeah, young Joey King, who we saw in 2022's Bullet Train. She was awesome in that.
There was that. She was also in not Truth or Dare. Oh God, the Chinese, the Wishupon.
Oh yes,
and Slender Man and a whole bunch of really bad movies. Fantasy Island.
Now here. Joey King has. That's interesting.
What's that?
No, just that she spent a lot more time in horror than.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what?
She made Kissing Booth, but I don't think.
Well, she made all 3 Kissing Booths, but
yeah,
booths. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yep, but she's also in like an action movie called The Princess. That's the thing. She could segue into action if she really wanted to, because like I thought she was great in Bullet Train. She had a good presence. There's one. Now I'm sorry, dear audience, maybe you can look this up too. If you go, are you on IMDb right now?
I am.
Okay. Do you see the profile picture for the lady who played Nancy, Haley McFarlane?
Yes. Solid last name.
Knew you'd like that.
Spelled differently, but still.
Yeah, she looks like she lived through the events of this movie and is still thinking about it now. Her profile picture, she looks haunted and traumatized, that poor young woman. Yeah. I just that picture stands out because it looks like either she's on trial for something or she has just seen a ghost. So
this movie directed by James Wan, who directed the first Saw, and has since produced all of the sequels and everyone else. And this was sort of his second takeoff after Saw. Saw was his big breakout. And this series ended up being his next one with Insidious and everything. And now he just pumps out movies for Blumhouse.
Yeah.
As a producer.
Almost the old studio system, eh?
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, they keep paying him.
He's a producer on the Megan series. He's a producer on a lot of stuff. So that's what he does these days. But talking about Conjuring, and we get into sort of what I was talking about earlier. At the beginning of this movie, they're visiting students in the 60s who have encountered a demonic doll, which, if you know anything about movies in the last 20 years, ends up being Annabelle.
Which the doll got a spin-off.
Got its own spin-off. And so does The Nun, that also appears I believe in the next movie.
Which I saw The Nun.
Did you? I haven't seen any of them. This, aside from Conjuring, aside from this movie, this is my first foray into the Conjuring universe.
Okay. Because
I am, like I said, I am not a believer in demonic possession or ghosts or hauntings.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they take it's just sort of an introduction, and this is where the characters of Ed and Lorraine really got off to a bad start with me, because they're talking to the students and they're like, "Oh, well, do you think that the doll is possessed by a ghost?" It's like, no, it's a demon.
Yeah.
It's a demon, and you're in giant trouble. And you are so fucked. And so we're going to bring in a priest and do an exorcism, and we'll take it. So nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So nonchalant.
Yeah, it was so, this family is so traumatized. Transactional. You can almost see them just off to the side, clunk, they punched in.
Yeah.
Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam. Just.
Yeah. Which leads me into, when I finished watching this movie, I'll sort of jump ahead a little bit, but at the end of this movie, I was kind of like, okay, if this was an Or Is It, I would say that this movie is actually, or is it the story of a couple who get off on scaring people through demonic possessions? Like, they go on these missions, right?
Yeah.
They go through the whole demonic possession, because in this universe, it's real, right? So we'll keep that in mind. So they get off on exorcising a demon, fighting a demon, blah, blah, blah. And then they go home and they fuck for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, like that kid was born
get after off on this shit.
Yeah, that kid they have was born after one of the, like, these big cases. Yeah. That's funny. I was gonna.
That kid should be named Amy after Amityville Horror.
Oh, nice. You
know what I mean?
Well, do you think after this one they went home? They're like, let's name the next one Annabelle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Possess me.
Yeah,
that's what I imagine this happened.
It's funny because I was gonna pseudo defend them a little bit. At least not them. How about the portrayal of them? I'll put it that way. Okay, the portrayal.
Yeah, we're not talking about the real life people. We're talking about the movie itself.
Yeah, because I don't know these guys. You know what I mean? But I just know what the screen is showing me. And I will say one thing to their credit, they did do was then show them go to another house and like, no, your pipes are fucked.
Yes,
I will say as far as the characters they're laying out.
Yes, in the first movie they are fair.
I did appreciate that they wasn't just any chance to jump on as soon as the check clears, we'll come and exorcise the demon. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't. don't call anyone else. You need us. They didn't, try and like, they're just like, no, like, look at it. Here's the floor's fucked. Your pipes are fucked. It's an old fucking house, and just like, don't call us, call a repair guy.
Yeah.
I appreciated that it wasn't like anything and everything, that these characters were genuinely invested in stuff that was actually happening, not just what people perceived was happening.
Right.
Yeah, of course. But again, in a world where this stuff actually does happen, it's not like, this is how you do set up them as good people for us, good characters for us to follow.
Yeah, that's the save the cat moment.
It is. Yes. Yes. Thank you. That is a great way to put it. Is the save the cat moment.
Yeah.
That they didn't take these other people for a ride and have another kid.
Yeah. Well, they don't take people for rides in this universe because it's real.
Right? But they're genuine people that are
genuine people who are saving these people from demonic possessed things.
Yeah. Here's a chance to take this other couple for some money, but they're like, no, it's environmental factors. There's nothing weak. I'm sure I could fix it, but I mean, I'm not the right kind of contractor you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we cut to, there's a family of 7.
I don't know. Like, it's
I will say this, obviously Catholic.
No, they're not.
I know. They're not baptized.
They
are, but they're not baptized.
Okay, but what I was going to say is, you can tell it's the early 70s because big house, big family, one breadwinner. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can afford it. Yeah.
They can afford it on a single income.
Yes. And so they're moving to the country. I'm going to eat a lot of peaches, and they're going to.
I was thinking it. You were
sorry.
saying it.
I could. I tried to stop myself. So they're moving into this new house. They have the older teenager who doesn't want to be there. Oh my God, you've ruined my life, man.
Quick cut kids. To just go see our Leprechaun review that we did recently with Jennifer Aniston as said teenager. Yeah. You want to see that? Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, and this is where the movie gets into, I should say this. I personally did not enjoy this movie. I don't think it's a good movie. However, I can see how I can see why this became a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it basically hits on every single horror trope possibly out there.
Yeah.
And we'll sort of go through them. So the family starts experiencing a haunting, basically. Trying to remember because I've already watched the second one, and the second one.
Well, I mean, there is so much setup in this movie. That is one of the things. It is so front loaded with setup. Like, I have a note here. It says, no one will be seated during the kid who has sleepwalked in the past is now sleepwalking scene.
Yes, that's a trope.
Well, the thing is, it's like, oh, she does this, and here's what you do to get her back into bed. It's like, well, okay, wouldn't it be more interesting if she never did this before, and now the haunting thingy is making her do it? Nope, apparently not. Apparently, it's better if it's a pre-existing condition. Well, great. Should we show them, the older one popping pimples too? Like, it's just something that happens. Like,
well, they play that game. They play the Marco Polo game. And they have a dog that won't go in the house.
Yeah, smart dog. That's a trope, right?
Yeah, very much so. And the dog, after the first night in the house, gets killed outside. They find the dog dead outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't affect them in any way whatsoever. They do not care about this dog.
They react, sort of. They bury the dog and they move on.
They move on from this dog. This dog is a piece of shit to them. It was an annoyance, apparently.
They treated that dog almost like it was a drifter they picked up on the way. So they weren't really invested, and it's like, oh, well, the dog, that's too bad. Well, dogs will be dogs,
Yeah. It's like, oh, I guess we'll get a new one eventually.
That is probably one of the worst things about this movie.
There were no boys. There's no like son in this movie, was there?
No son, so just
all girls, right?
Poor Ron Livingston and all the ladies. And yep. I gotta say that as parents, though, they're letting them play this blindfold game in a house they just moved into.
Well, the mother does call that out. She was like, "You don't know this house very well.
Like that
You
is a
shouldn't
whole
be
bunch
playing
of
this game." Now she doesn't exactly stop them, but it's also the 60s, so
early 70s.
Early 70s, fine.
Like 1971 or something like that, I think.
But they're like, okay, well, back then the parents were like, oh, let the kid run into a few walls. They'll learn.
I guess, yeah. Well, one or two twisted ankles and they'll stop,
Yeah.
Or get to know the house better.
It's like, well, it's your dumbass fault. Don't come crying to me or I'll give you something to cry about,
Yeah, and now here's a question. All right. Now, I know neither of us lived through the early 70s. However, you can imagine yourself, picture a man in the 70s wanting to buy a house. Would he simply respond to a newspaper ad and cut a check? Or would he, I don't know, go and check the damn thing out himself?
Check the damn thing out, yeah.
I swear they did not see this house before they bought it.
And that's another trope too, is they just bought a house and they just move in sight unseen and it needs some repair. I think he did see it because he does say later on, it's like, I got all my money tied up in it plus repairs and everything else and blah blah blah. Because I guess he's a contractor
/ truck driver,
I guess.
Yeah, he's a long haul trucker. He's
that's what he is. Yeah,
he's gone for a week at one point.
Yeah.
Or at least that was a 4 day. Was it 2 or 4 day turnaround or something like that?
Yeah, to drive down to Florida. That's another thing too. Is apparently ghosts only haunt poor people.
Yeah,
and this becomes more apparent in the second movie too. I know you haven't watched that yet, but and they only haunt at night, and they prefer to haunt females. Preferably younger.
Yes.
But then, I guess it's Lorraine says something in this movie about how she's at we keep cutting back and forth to Ed and Lorraine and this family. And Ed and Lorraine is at they do speaking things in front of colleges.
Yeah, what kind of class or like?
That's my thing. It's like what college and why is hiring 2 paranormal investigators to give a lecture?
I went to a school that would have been better suited for this kind of lecture, but even they wouldn't bring them in.
Yeah,
not these 2 in particular, but they never even entertained the idea of getting speakers in that had quote unquote dealt with this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
So you're at what, some liberal arts college, I guess, and it's an elective.
I would assume so.
Is it a course? Is it just a 1 day thing? What do you get out of it? Like, is it an after school group that chats about this stuff and they just brought some guest lecturers in? Like, it's weird.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the scene here because she says something. She gives us the timeline for a possession.
Yes. It's like annoyance,
and there's a whole marital
piss you
thing
off,
in there.
Then or whatever. There's a what? Sorry.
There's a whole. We spend a lot of time just building up their characters, which I guess is a good idea to do in a movie. Oh yes, they show the they show a film during their lecture of an exorcism.
Yeah,
which is which looks like a projected film, but it's really good HD quality.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like it has an Instagram filter on it, but it's really good. It's really good HD quality.
Oh yeah, it's
for an early 70s projection.
It's like if the Zapruder film was shot in 4K somehow. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Yeah. You can clearly see back into the left. No, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, you would think someone like James Wan would have shot it on film. this scene, this
You would have thought.
like this sub scene, and that's how I would have been like, let's go to a museum, find us an old timey camera, let's get it on film, and then I would have projected it and then filmed the projection.
Yes.
To keep the grain, keep that 70s or 60s, 70s. Yeah, absolutely. But maybe the 4K stuff is just, or HD is just way too good and it just cleans it up on the way in, or I don't know.
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe they got lazy. Like this might have been some sort of second unit fuck up where they're just like, we'll fix it in post.
I honestly don't think they even thought about it, to be honest.
No, which is kind of a weird detail. But they're painstakingly going through, like the cars that they have are all period accurate. Like it's not like the guy's driving a new Camaro. He's got an older Mustang. He got, an old station wagon, the wood panel station wagons, the VW bus, like that kind of stuff. The clothing, the hair, like every
mutton chops, yeah,
the mutton chops galore. And then the furniture in the house, the dish, the teacups. I remember those teacups.
Yeah,
because my parents, who lived through all of that, the 60s and 70s, as adults, had all this shit.
Yeah, because it was all mass produced. There wasn't.
That's what Royal Chinette was making. I mean, it was just, yeah. It's now available at a yard sale near you, but
I found it here. It starts off with infestation. The house and stuff is haunted. Then it's oppression, where the demon will scare you because it feeds off of your fear, and it breaks you down, makes you weak, so that it makes you weak enough so that you can be possessed.
Yes.
And they set this up in the movie.
So I call it annoyance, piss you off. Now I'm going to do something about it.
Right. And the thing is, here's my problem with it, is throughout the movie, the ghosts are haunting, and they're appearing to the little girls in the movie, the daughters. But the possession takes place on the mother, who, okay, she's been finding these weird bruises on her body throughout the movie. But it's not really. I mean, I guess later on in the movie she does say that she's not getting any sleep, and then when she goes down for a nap, that's when she gets possessed, which I guess is your weakest point.
Well, your mind is apparently the most open, right?
I guess
when your conscience is now suppressed and your subconscious can. But you're right though. Like, they're terrorizing the little kids, and I guess you could sort of pseudo extrapolate that translates into the mother being harassed through the children. Like
I guess,
that maternal instinct is now she's pissed off about her kids being scared, right? So
yeah,
or not pissed off, but she's worried about them, right? And all these weird things that are happening, and so but you know what though, the movie did not give us that. We had to extrapolate it.
Yes,
because you're right. What the movie says is that it should have been the kids that went all squirrely, and not mom, or at least mom would have been one of the last ones to.
And the ghost in this movie is, so the house that they moved into had a woman who was possessed by a demon, who back during the Salem times was being accused of being a witch. And she killed her own daughter or son, and then hung herself from the tree in the back.
Yeah.
In addition to that, the youngest daughter of the modern family found a music box with a mirror with a spiral on it.
Yeah, they found Jigsaw's music box.
Yeah, exactly. They found Jigsaw's music box. And when they open it up, and she says that she can see the boy that was murdered. I forget his name.
Doesn't matter.
Hector or whatever.
Simon, or I'll look it up.
Yeah. But the mother can't see it when she looks into it. But Lorraine can't.
Well, yes, because she has superpowers.
Right, because she's a clairvoyant, right? A psychic. And so, but the mother goes to the college. So I guess this was an open lecture.
Sorry,
It wasn't just for
Rory.
the students. Rory, thank you. And then so she meets up with she goes up to Ed and Lorraine after the lecture. And says, "Oh, you got to come help me. I'm experiencing this. Blah, blah, blah. It's been weeks and blah, blah, blah." So there's a jump in time that we're not given. Yeah, nice. And it was kind of jarring to me because it was like a jump in time. It's been weeks now that they've been hunting. Nobody's been sleeping. They've been sleeping in the living room.
Wait, there was a time jump?
There was. From the time of the first couple of hauntings to the time that the mother shows up at the lecture to talk to, what are their names?
The Warrens?
The Warrens. She says that it's been a couple of weeks of this.
I missed that.
Yeah, because it's not clear. I just happened to catch it.
There should have been a Chiron, I think.
Yeah, you'd think.
3 weeks later or something like that, and then she shows up at the school, right? They're doing a different school, different lecture series.
Yeah, and this is the weird thing to me too, is they just did a lecture on demons are real, demonic possession is real, here's an exorcism, this is how it happens, we deal with this all the time, we know what we're talking about. This woman comes out and says, "I'm experiencing a haunting and a demonic possession. Can you help me?" Blah, blah, blah. They're like, "It's probably not a demon. You're probably just crazy."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But of course they do end up going.
Well, that sounds a lot like the old gym teacher. You tell them you hurt them yourself, and they're like, walk it off.
Walk it off.
You're probably not hurt. You just want to get out of class. So yeah. You're probably not demon possessed. You just are fighting with your husband or something like that.
Just having a period. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Exactly. You know what? It was the 70s.
In which case, it probably is a possession.
Carolyn says, "Can you help me?" Lorraine goes to speak. Ed says, "Now, honey, be quiet. Men are talking." This is, "You're probably on your period. Now, run along, woman." And, so, I'm surprised we didn't get that. But anyway, they make them out to be better people than that, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah. So they eventually go to the house and they figure out that it is haunted. They figure out the backstory to it. Is this where she does a whole bunch of research? She goes to like the Hall of Records and gets like the zoning plans and the big scrolls.
This is where
she does like the Ghostbusters research. It's like, this was the dominions of Gozer who haunted your thing.
Yeah. Well, you know what she did? Well, first of all, if there was ever a time jump, I would have believed this was it.
Yes.
Because she's got like stuff from City Hall. Although I thought she had found, what is it? The book, what do I call it? The Book of Answers?
Yes. The Book of Answers. The automatic Book of Answers.
Yeah. Now, were this set in the modern day, this is where she would just be in front of a laptop.
Yes.
Clickety, clickety, click. Oh,
she'd go to bookofanswers.com.
Bookofanswers.com or .org. And yeah.
It'd probably be an org.
It's .org, yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be an org. Because it would be a...
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking it would be a charity or what is it?
A not-for-profit or whatever?
A non-profit that, no, we have all of your answers.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Here's a listing of all the ghost hauntings.
Ghostopedia. Oh, no, Demon.
Ghostopedia, yeah.
Demopedia or something like that. Or
Wiki Demon.
Yeah, Wickedpedia. There it is. Wickedpedia.
There you go. Wickedpedia. That's it.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't start that soon, I will. All right. So,
dude, it probably fucking
probably is out there already. You know why? Because I said it on a show that's on the internet. So now, if I didn't create it just now, if someone hasn't already created it just now, and AI will create it for me, don't you worry about it. I said it on the internet.
Yeah.
So I said it in front of my cell phone. Anyway.
Yeah. Beep boop.
Did you mean?
Did you mean demon?
Did you mean? Did you mean Wikipedia? Yeah.
Creating Wikipedia.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Now owned by Google. Oh
yeah,
my God.
I just got bought out for.
They've already been bought out. I just created it.
I just created it. It's already been bought out.
So they go to the house and they take all of their paranormal hunting devices, which are cameras from the early 70s, audio recordings from the 70s, which they set up in another room too, by the way.
Yeah.
Like they have to run wire.
Yeah. They wired this place pretty good. Yep. No Bluetooth. No, it was awesome. Again, another time jump because, I mean, you're doing.
I laughed. I laughed so hard.
It brought back memories.
Oh, I laughed. Oh, how much did I laugh? Okay. Then they set up cameras attached to thermometers that detect rapid changes in temperature, because that technology existed in the early 70s. And it was the instant it takes, it feels a drastic drop in temperature, it takes a photo.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Because now what they're planning on doing is, because you can't get an exorcism without a priest, and the priest requires evidence. Of course.
Yeah.
So, of course, and this is a movie, so they're going to get evidence, quote unquote. Which I love too. Later on, they're like, "Oh, this is irrefutable proof," and they go to the priest. This is irrefutable proof that there's something going on. And he looks at it, and it's just a picture of a girl walking past the camera as it takes a picture.
Yeah.
It's just a girl in a nightgown walking past. And that irrefutably proves demonic possession.
Wasn't it one of the kids?
It's one of the kids, yeah.
Oh, the one. Oh, no, it was the one that always sleepwalks.
Yeah.
What?
No.
That's my point.
No, Mark. Irrefutable proof that that's a demonic possession.
So they thought the kid just had a sleeping disorder. Turns out she'd been possessed this whole time.
She was, because she was banging her head up against the closet. I guess the demon was in the closet.
I guess.
So, it was
for a while, it just moves around room to room. By the way, a quick Google search will tell us the digital thermometer, which is what you would need to be able to detect rapid descent in temperature, correct? You'd have to start with a digital thermometer, and if it goes from here to here quickly, boom, click on the camera. It was developed in the 1960s. However, the widespread adoption wasn't notable until the 80s.
There you go.
They did have them in hospitals in the 60s and 70s, but there's no way they would have got a medical grade thermometer. No. Probably weighed half a ton.
Probably.
It's probably quite heavy.
That was probably the size of. Remember in Ghostbusters, in the first one, when Bill Murray walks into her apartment there, he's got the thing strapped over his shoulder with a big long stick, and he's pumping it with his hand. Yeah. That's probably what a digital thermometer looked like in the early 70s.
Yeah. There's really not much like development till the 80s and beyond, but yeah.
So they get all their evidence, quote unquote, with their readings and their thing, and they see things happening, blah, blah. They go to the priest, and the priest's like, well, they're not baptized. And they're like, but come on. And he's like, you've convinced me, I'll do it.
You know what? To your point, he probably looked around like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you know what? They are Catholic. Never mind.
No,
they've been too busy rearing all their multiple children
when they
get any of them baptized.
When they showed the scene with the priest, I imagined them. It was like they think it's real, right? But the priest doesn't. And he's trying to just pass it off. He's like, well, he goes, I'll take it to my superiors, but I really don't think this is going to work. He's like, okay. It's like, you ever dealt in you ever had like a Karen come up to you in retail? It's like, well, ma'am, I'd love to help you. but I just don't have the authority. I'll have to speak to my manager, and he's not in till tomorrow. So
yeah. Or
why don't you go leave us your number and we'll call you? And of course, you never do.
I've done you know what? I will bring this to my supervisor's attention, and I do not.
And it just goes in the garbage.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of got. But then the priest goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll come out." And the priest comes out. And they start to do an exorcism because now the mother is possessed. And they go down to the basement, which was really
what happens? Sorry, is that the priest finally agrees after basically WrestleMania breaks out in their living room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because you got bodies flying everywhere. You got all, oh my God, he's pulling hair. The demon's pulling hair.
Another trope too. Yeah, it's because girls are always being pulled and dragged on the floor by their hair.
Yep. So the demon was a caveman. It's
yeah, and I did notice something in this movie, and it's even true for the second one. You always know when a jump scare is coming because the music stops.
Yes.
Which maybe for the time worked, but now in 2025, looking back on it, not that great because I know it's coming. If I know it's coming, it's not a jump scare.
You might have hit something there. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think at the time, like 2013, it would have been sort of counter to what more movies would have done, which would be to ramp up the intensity of the music. Or there would be a certain, well, like in Psycho, the
2013,
there like a certain musical or audio note or set of notes that would trigger, oh, here's Freddy, or here's Jason, or here's whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know I just quoted Psycho, but
well, there's Michael.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you hear it's almost like
2, Freddy's coming for you. Yeah, you're right.
So
there's a ramp up of the music.
So I think this Juan was trying to make his mark by going counter to that, and like we'll just cut the music altogether.
Yeah,
and let the scary thing be scary. So
yeah, like I said, there's things in here that I can believe made this movie a hit. The jump scares. I believe this was the beginning of or at least in the beginning of the jump scare craze, before it became boring and overused.
Or predictable.
Overused, I should say.
Overused, predictable. Yeah.
So they go with the thing. So the priest actually gets taken out. He gets knocked out. So now it's up to Ed, who has previously stated, "I can't."
Sorry, you're misremembering. You have watched the second one, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, this one, it's not that. The priest just isn't able to make it on time. They have to ramp up their timetable.
That's what it is, yes.
Because mom basically wakes up from her nap possessed, so it's call to action.
Yes.
We can't wait for the Vatican to approve it, for the priest to arrive. He's hours away, apparently. I guess he was walking. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. They
got the priest from The Exorcist. He's literally walking down that street.
Yeah, it's the old guy too. It's not
He's looking for the street light and he can't find it.
Who is it? Jürgen Prochnow or whoever it was? I can't remember. We did that series last year. I'm sorry.
It was last year, yeah. Oh, 2 years ago. Last year we did the Monsters.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2 years ago. Wow, 2 years already.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though,
man, we're old.
We are.
Go ahead.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I know it's early on, but Exorcist 1 v Conjuring 1, I'm seeing a lot scarier stuff in Exorcist. Like, this one is just shutters and doors and things in mirrors that you blink and you miss it, or things like that. So the subtleties are almost too subtle.
That's why I say, like, he's taken a lot of the established horror tropes that work, and he's put them all into this movie to make it scary.
Any specifics come to mind that we haven't talked about?
Well, I mean, like the killing of the dog, the shuttering, the banging of the windows, only showing up, the demon's only scaring the little girls. When the father comes in, the demon goes away. The fact that it's the ghost appears as a grayscale, black and gray kind of thing. You're talking demon possession and dragging by the hair kind of thing. They're all the tropes that movies have done before and been established. And I will give James Wan credit. He has dumped a whole bunch of these tropes into this movie, but he's done it well. You know what I mean?
It is well made, yes.
He's taken the tropes that have been done before, but he's placed them appropriately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like, okay, now it's time for this. It's time for this. It's time for this. Okay, we need a break, so we'll cut back to the Warrens back at their home, so we can have some character development. Bring it back to the thing. Okay, we'll make a scary thing happen. Cut away. Kind of like that. Movie we watched and talked about recently, Weapons, does the same thing. Knows when to ramp up the tension and when to change. And create that sort of that almost cliffhanger throughout the movies, right?
Well, I did get a sense of to that point. I did get a sense of like the war, cutting back to the Warrens. Basically, it leaves us with like this
questions.
Well, not just questions, but this sense, and maybe I'm thinking too much about it, but that's what we do here. This sense of like, okay, this family is now living with this.
Yes.
I'm not saying I picked up on the time jump because I guess I missed that line, but there is now they just have to live with this. Meanwhile, we're going to spend some time over here with the Warrens and see what they're up to while this family is living in abject terror. They can't sleep at night. They're huddled in their living room for safety.
And that's the thing in horror movies is because you sort of ramp it up. You ramp up the tension. If you keep ramping it up too much without a payoff, like without the climactic payoff, audiences will just they'll sort of it has a reverse effect. Like you have to cut off the tension. And in this movie, they do it well by cutting back to the Warrens at home. You cut off that tension and you leave, like I said, sort of a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, yeah, they're experiencing the demonic possessions. The husband still doesn't believe it. The mother doesn't believe that there's a demonic possession, but she knows something weird's going on. The kids are scared out of their minds. Cut back to the Warrens. Everyone can relax again. The audience sits down. Their butts unpucker.
Yep.
So that they can become puckered again when we go back.
Yeah, you can grab that mouthful of popcorn you've been saving or that you haven't had because you've been on pins and needles or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And then when the two lines and when the two stories converge, that's when you know shit's going to go down.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. The crossover, if you will, would be and I will say this movie does do a nice balance of making sure that we know it's not just about the Perrin family. That it is as much about the Warrens. So we do cut to their home life and their conversation, husband and wife together, hey, Lorraine, something really bad happened to you last time we were working. And I don't want you to go through that again. And don't worry about it, Ed. I can take care of my, you know what I mean? Like this, they have it's not it's a conflict, but it's how them as a united couple are handling a conflict, which was kind of refreshing to see. Like, he's just trying to look out for her. I mean, if this were done today, they might be like, well, we're getting a divorce about it or something,
Yeah, they'd be fighting over it
but they really do set it in that time where, couples did really try and work it out and there was nothing. But I mean, they don't put anything in here that like, it's not like Ed had an affair or something like that. It's just, he's looking out for her. She's like, no, I can do it. And then you get that sense that she just connects with Carolyn mother to mother and is real, and she even says so much like they're a great family and stuff like that. We really just got to help them. Like her compassion really.
That comes into play later because, like when Lorraine is doing their first walk through the house, she sees all the family photos and the mother shares the story about how they went to the beach and it was, the best time of their lives and blah, blah, blah.
This is the part I was talking about earlier in the podcast. She sees a picture of them at the beach and she's like, yes, a nice day at the beach. Like she read. Now the movie tells us that she kind of like got her
there's a flash in her mind,
her clairvoyancy kicked in and she could see the kids running in the sand. But Ask Penn and Teller, she saw a picture of them at the beach and was like, "Oh, what a lovely day at the beach. Tell me about it." How did you know? Oh my gosh. Like there's that where the skeptic
forced
kicks
memory.
It's
kind of. It's a real memory, but it's forced into her subconscious.
It's almost an interrogation technique where it's like she doesn't ask a question, she just tell me about it. Like she almost commands her to reveal information.
Yeah. It's the same tricks that like John Edward or the what do they call the mediums use.
That's the episode I saw from Penn and Teller when they went to some mediums about,
and it's which is ridiculous. Yeah, which is I love on that show. The Penn and Teller is like, oh yeah, if you're someone on the other side is trying to contact you, and they want to talk to you and they want to tell you something that they love you and that you should get on with your life, why do they start with the whole session with ask them if they know somebody who their name starts with the letter M?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No,
it's Mary Washington. Ask about that, Mary Washington. No, my name starts with M.
Yeah. Instead of it's
and I had something to do with water.
Yeah, instead of saying it's Mary Jane Washington, 123 Walla Walla Boulevard, or you know what I mean, or whatever. Like social insurance number 123.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but in this movie, but that comes back because eventually there's a showdown in the basement, and that was a thing too, because the demon seemed to come from two different ways. The demon was either it seemed to be the basement was where it first gets unlocked because it's boarded up and they didn't know about it.
Yeah, again, right? Who the fuck is this realtor?
Well, exactly. And there's a whole bunch of shit down there.
How does the realtor has no idea what they're selling? But you know what? That realtor probably got an award. They're like, Johnson, I can't believe you did it again. This is your 4th house this month that you've sold, and they never did a walkthrough. I don't know what you're saying to these guys.
And they bought the haunted place.
Franklin over there has been trying to sell that thing for 14 years. He just retires. You get it in 3 weeks. What are you doing, Johnson? You know, like.
You never checked the foundation work. Like you never had somebody come in. Yeah.
Never had the house inspected.
But some of it's happening from the basement. Some of it's happening from the wardrobe that was there, which, okay, you keep a wardrobe on. I mean, okay, but there's a wardrobe in your kid's bedroom, and from the previous tenant, and you don't look through it,
or I don't know,
or empty it.
Or empty, yeah. I guess it was empty. I think they were using it. They're just like, oh fuck, free wardrobe, yay.
Okay.
Hey, listen, this guy has 16 people to take care of. I don't even know, and he's like, yep, free shit that's useful. Great.
Yeah. It's always a good thing when people leave behind stuff for your 100 children to deal with.
Yeah, that's useful. Yeah, exactly.
So it all comes.
Well, the thing is, to the house question, that this house, you can tell it is old. You got a bunch of false walls and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I would love to do a home renovation of one of these, like one of those home reno shows where we added 48 more square feet by just knocking out the first wall, and we just went with the actual wall. We didn't need these 3-foot tunnels that are everywhere throughout the damn house. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We got an old priest and a young priest that took care of the spirits. Then we knocked out all the fake walls, and now we put in an arboretum where the kitchen used to be because we have that much more square footage, you know, like there's so much extra footage in this house that is going unused. I'm in a shitty 2x2 apartment, and these guys their fake walls have more room than I have in my apartment I'm in right now.
I imagine on those house buying shows where you have those realtors, it's like, and this is a really great feature. We actually knocked down this wall and we found this basement. Now there's a lot of room down here. It could be used for an ensuite, maybe a grandfather's suite, or it's actually big enough. If you want, you can bring in a whole merry-go-round and put it down here.
yeah. Also,
lights and all, just make it go round and round. Charge people to come in, make your money back in just 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we recommend this here's a little toy that's going to show you how you should build the merry-go-round. It should look like this with the spiral. Yeah. Yeah.
You might see a gray kid in the background. Just ignore him.
Yeah, it comes with the house. It's it's kind of like that tchotchke that got left behind. Really, that's all it is. The wardrobe, the gray kid.
That's just Rory. Don't mind him.
Don't mind Rory. Yep, exactly. It's like the squirrels out front. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
This one comes with a dead dog in the front that no one cares about. that poor dog.
Like they put a cross with the Sadie on it, and they just put the collar around it, and then forget about it.
And they never get a dog again. You know what I mean? They're never getting a dog again. Yeah. Just. Ugh.
But it all comes to a head with a showdown in the basement, and this is where.
Before we get to the showdown.
Okay.
Can we talk about Officer Hare?
Officer Hare?
I don't know. The guy that shows up in a really, really nice Mustang. I'm jealous.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Officer Stash.
Officer Porn. I don't know. Yeah.
Officer Porn Stash, yeah.
Porn, yeah.
Why bring in a cop?
An off-duty cop? Like, mandatory?
Why is the cop a part of your ghost hunting team? Is the cop going to read the ghost its rights?
He just had a shotgun. He's just going to blow...
Yeah.
Like he watched, this cop watched The Good, the Bad, the Ugly and thought he was watching Ghostbusters. I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like he's going to go all Clint Eastwood on the...
But doesn't the cop end up getting shot himself?
No, he ends up getting bit in the neck. Like I thought he was going to be a full-on... Right. I thought he was going to be a full-on dead meat.
Well, he kind of is.
Well, no, he gets bit in the neck. He lives. He's fine. He's got a...
Yeah, but he gets taken out, though.
Yeah, but so his only purpose is to bring a shotgun in that does not end up going off during the finale. Yeah, he shoots the door. That's it.
Yeah,
he does like a police door breach. You shoot the lock, and kick it in. I've seen it on that show SWAT and the movie SWAT. Okay, but I guess here's the thing. My other beef but we'll get to the ending. But before I got to beef, Ed, let me talk to you for a second, buddy. I don't know how you never learned to kick in doors. In all of your we've seen it all before. No, I can just tell by talking to you. It's not a demon possession. Oh no, your pipes are fucked up. Here's the real deal over here. Why in the world did he not learn to kick down a damn door? He has so much trouble with doors. It is insane. And then Ron Livingston's like, yeah, me neither. I mean, I can fix that Chevy out front, but a door, we need to bring in an off-duty officer with a shotgun just to handle the doors.
But they locked the door with a chain. I believe they locked the door, didn't they?
Well, no, it's just whenever the demon has an easy time of just closing the door behind him when he's like harassing the girls or mom and then they're now just impenetrable fortresses.
But I thought that was the room where they tried to keep the ghost contained and it didn't work by putting up all the crosses around it. Or am I conflating that with the second movie?
You're conflating it.
Sorry.
It's okay. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't see the second one yet. No, but they
locked the door though. They put the chain on the door to keep the door closed for some reason, right?
No.
This. So they had the key.
This keeps happening throughout the movie where it's like mom goes to throw up in the bathroom. Are you okay? You okay? And then one of the girls gets dragged into a different room and then they're like Judy or 17th kid whose name I can't remember. They. the kids are getting dragged in different rooms, or there's the one where there's the two girls that share a room.
Yes.
And then the one wakes up saying like there's someone behind the door.
Yes.
And then they can't get in until the demon kind of lets them in. And it's freezing in the room. They did a good job. The cold room, they can see their breath and every time
Did they say
talk.
that it smelled like rotting flesh or something?
Rotting meat and extreme cold were the indicators. For this one but yeah, like Ed apparently never learned to kick down a door. You would think he would. That's all I'm saying. You think that in hit, like she's got the superpowers. You think he would have the more practical, like the Batman to her Superman. You know what I mean? Or Wonder Woman. That's like he's got all the practical stuff. He's got all the gadgets. He's got all the. You think he would have the know-how to kick down a door?
Yeah.
Like if you had a demon-possessed jail, it would be the most secure prison. You know what I mean? Like. Johnny Three Fingers is now Johnny Two Fingers because he tried to get out the door and the demon didn't let him. Like it's.
Finally get to it. There's a big showdown. The mother's possessed, and so they tie her to a chair. She breaks out from the chair, and they have to do an exorcism. It's up to Ed to do it, even though earlier in the movie he said he can't do it. He's not properly trained. He's going to try to do it here, and he has the book, and he knows all the Latin for it.
Yep, you never saw that coming.
Like, wow, well, there's that too. You said you couldn't do it, but you seem really well prepared to do it. He brings out his cross, blah, blah, blah. And he starts casting out the demon, and he drops the holy water because, Butterfingers.
What? Why isn't that thing in a plastic vial?
Why did you drop it? You've seen this shit.
Again.
You've seen this shit. Why did this scare you? I bet. Okay, fine, whatever. We're ramping up tension because he doesn't have holy water because it was working.
That's true. Yeah, maybe he skipped that day, and that's why. Maybe that's why he didn't pass his course.
Yeah,
he went for the final exorcism exam, and he kept dropping the holy water, and they're like, "I'm sorry, we can't pass you.
We can't pass you. You keep dropping.
Yeah, we can't ordain you."
And that shit's expensive.
Yeah, you know how long it takes to bless?
We have to special order that from the Vatican.
Yeah, from the Vatican.
So anyway, that comes down to basically Lorraine versus the mother, and it's another trope. It's the demon's defeated by the power of love.
Yep.
And it's, basically she says, she's talking to the mother, and she says, remember your family, remember that day, the day that you swore you'd never forget. And then they go back and play the memory from the beach.
Uh-huh.
And then the mother, I guess, throws up the demon.
Well, earlier in the movie during her nap, the demon
goes in for the mouth.
Threw up into her. Gross.
Yes. Yeah.
But so she had to throw it back out, I guess.
And I guess they just stamp on it and kill it that way.
Now, listen, I guess they didn't even flush it. They should have flushed it, really.
Really. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've eaten some stuff that have made me feel like I'm throwing up a demon, but
I know. I've had that sickness too.
Yeah.
And then they take the little magic box, the music box that the kid had, back to their museum of occultness, and this isn't the one. No, this is the next one.
So throughout the movie, again, we're cutting back and forth to the Warrens' place, right? And so it does get personal for the Warrens, where their kid starts getting affected by the same demon. Apparently, it hit the road. It's not limited to this house.
Okay. Yes.
Well, they attribute that to Annabelle. Sorry, that's the. They attribute her troubles to because Annabelle got put into a glass case to be put on display for the room that apparently no one's supposed to go into. It's just there as a show.
Well, they bring in like a cop earlier on. They bring in the black cop or something.
No, he's a reporter.
Or he's a reporter or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but still, So, but Annabelle, meanwhile, I guess is like, I want to spin off. I want to spin off.
Yeah.
So starts terrorizing that kid. But then, of course, superpower mom, Jean Grey.
She sees her kid floating in the river or in the lake or something. I guess, is that in this movie?
Yeah, waterfront property, might I add. That couldn't have been cheap. I guess trucking paid pretty well. Then,
Well, they tie up all their money into it. And it's also the 70s, too. So, I mean, they probably paid a good $3,000 for it. The whole property.
I was going to say $85,000, like for the whole shooting match. That Mustang was $3,000.
Yeah, probably.
That was a high-end car back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. They just happen to have parts for it too, by the way.
The Chev. No, I meant the pristine Mustang that Pornstache drives in. Yeah. But we keep cutting back. So they did make it kind of personal, but it's just ramping up stakes, but that kind of goes nowhere. Like somehow the little girl gets into the room she wasn't supposed to, because why would you lock that? I suppose. Why the most dangerous room in your house, and you don't want your kid going there. You go on road trip down to wherever, down to the waterfront, and you don't lock the door before you leave. Grandma, who's looking after the kid, doesn't lock the door, or even shut it.
Doesn't get out of bed when she hears the kid screaming either.
Oh yeah, Grandma's a deep sleeper. She's old school. She'll be like, she'll sleep it off. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's probably not demon possessed. It's okay. I've seen this before.
Let the kid get possessed. She'll learn.
Yeah. She'll just cry it out. It's the old school cry it out. Yeah. Yeah. She has to just scream in abject terror till she stops. Then she'll learn. Yeah. Then, but the weird layout of this house makes the ending was a bit confusing spatially, because you all of a sudden have like the mom crawling into these hidey holes that we didn't really know about, but we assume were being used to go, like there's the hole in the closet that we find out about later, or behind the closet, and which then, and at one point Lorraine like falls down like 18 stories in a 3-story house somehow from like the top floor to the basement.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd swear she was falling on Coruscant, right? Like on, like in Attack of the Clones, when Anakin falls like 100,000 stories and never hits anything. Yeah. So they, she's in the movie Skyscraper, essentially, is what's happening. Yeah. So, though, it was kind of hard to get a sense of where, because somehow Ed ends up behind a wall, but just a hole big enough for his head, and he can't fit through. And then then there's I guess part of a crawl space or something that the mom is in. Carolyn is in. And then you have on the other side behind some boards is Ron Livingston, right? So Roger's there.
Yeah. And he's yelling at her.
So the two men essentially are caged or behind. So they're in almost a cage. And then, of course, you have Lorraine above in the hole in the floor that conveniently, not Justin Long, happened to chip out. Somehow, the youngest one gets into that crawl space under the kitchen floor, and we have no idea how. Like, It's not like it was a previous hiding spot in the game.
Demon powers.
Maybe she's a young shadow cat. I don't know. There is superpowers in this movie. But
the one kid gets dragged into that room that was chained up anyway, right? Doesn't she get pulled into that room by the demon? Or am I
again? I think you're getting them.
Maybe
a lot. Apparently, I have a lot of chain doors to look forward to. So. Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert
for Conjuring for a 2016 movie. But
again, when they come at the end, Ed and Lorraine, Ed's got his arm around Lorraine, and she's walking out, and maybe it's the actress, maybe it was the director, but Lorraine has a look on her face like, well, yep, okay, we're done. No problem. Wipe my hands. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
And then she gets handed a locket from the little girl, and then she starts crying.
Yeah.
And this is at the end of this movie. This is, I think, especially in high school or maybe throughout our lives, we all know that one person. Usually, it's a woman. I don't mean to make generalizations, but usually it's a woman who makes fantastical claims about their talents. Right? Oh, I'm very empathic and I can feel this and blah blah blah.
Mm.
And there's usually a guy friend who wants to sleep with that woman, who just goes along. Oh yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, you. Oh yes. Oh, tell me what you're tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're. That to me is Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I agree, but I disagree only in that usually that doesn't work. That I'm saying.
Well, again, this is a movie.
No. I mean, usually that guy is firmly in the friend zone. And so somehow
again, this is a movie.
You're right. That's true. Superpowers do exist. So somehow Ed got out of the friend zone.
Yeah. Like this is the girl in high school that's not quite goth, but is on that, not quite The Craft, but maybe Practical Magic. You know what I mean? Where she like, she doesn't say anything bad because it's going to come back to you threefold, that kind of thing, right? And then she goes off and bitch. Maybe I'm showing my experiences. But that to me is that's kind of the thing, and it kind of goes on in the next one too. We'll get to that. But there's an air of, I always got out of Lorraine, there was always an air of superiority, or a sense of entitled superiority.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I will say there were definitely times during basically Ed was just trying to be a good husband and like, listen, I'm going to go in to the lion's den. Something bad happened last time. The lion bit you last time.
Yeah.
Stay out of the lion's den. And she like, no, you can't handle this without me.
Yes.
You can't do this with like no faith in her husband, apparently. Like to do it.
Is this where she brought up their wedding vows in this movie, or was that the second one?
No. She invokes. She goes, God brought us together for a reason. Saying. Yeah. It's not
on our wedding day. On our wedding day, you said that God put us together for a reason. Well, this is the reason. So
this is it. Yeah. But she.
Right.
She invokes. A holy mission, essentially, right? Going beyond the. It's not just through thick and thin. It's no. We have divine. It's divine purpose.
Yeah. So.
That's
one I understand. The Conjuring, from 2013. Mark, you said you had someone who was a fan of this movie and gave you a short review.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said, I told a friend of mine that we were reviewing this movie, and as a horror fan, I kind of wanted to get her take. I said, "Well, have you seen this before?" And she said, "No, I haven't." I said, "Okay, well, we're going to be reviewing it," and whatever. I was like, I thought, getting your take would be fun. She ended up watching it just before the recording, and her thoughts were this. Very briefly, I thought it was okay. It had a few good jump scares, but then I got bored.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You know what? I can't argue with that. I think she summed it up nicely.
Yes. Like I said, personally, I don't think this is I didn't like this movie, but I can see how other people, I can see why it's a hit.
If you're into this.
Yeah. Like if you're one of those people that goes to the movie theater and gets scared, and there are people like that. My aunt is very much like that. She likes going in, she'll buy into the premise, and she loves She loves getting that feeling of oh, and and the popcorn spills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the jump scares, right?
Yeah. And she enjoys that. My wife is like that, but she doesn't enjoy it. So, a clear distinction. But like I said, he does use all the tropes, and all the tropes are done before, and they're overused. But in this one, he uses them appropriately, which is why it works.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
And I would say rightly so, from someone who obviously is very, very big in the genre, who, I mean, I would expect him to have done his homework going into this.
yes.
Knowing, like on the one hand, knowing their tropes, but at the same time, knowing how to use them and why they became tropes is, to a degree, sometimes tropes are good because they just work.
Yeah.
It just because it's
Absolutely.
a trope doesn't make it necessarily an awful thing.
No, and before a trope becomes overused, it works. Like you said, it's a trope, but it's not really a trope yet because it's not recognized as one yet.
It's just something that happened in a movie
that
may or may not have worked. Yeah,
it's the reason why Inception has the bomb, and it was a new thing back then. Now it's overused in every movie trailer because it worked for Inception.
Yeah,
right? Or whatever the first movie that used it, maybe
Interstellar
Battleship, or something. So I can see why this movie, and I know a lot of people that say, "Oh, The Conjuring has scared me," and blah blah blah. Okay, I don't get scared by movies, so it's very rare that I get scared by movies. But that's me. So, I will say this movie does a good job of setting up its sequels and spin-offs.
Boy, howdy!
I don't know if that was done on purpose or if they were just leaving breadcrumbs in case. You know what I mean?
With a 3-year turnaround time for a horror series sounds a little long, to be honest, to be planned.
Yeah, but I think that maybe James Wan doing Insidious in between it, having other projects,
and maybe that was the case. Like he kind of didn't put all the eggs in one basket, scheduled himself for these other horror franchises or series or movies or whatever. I refer back to, and of course I'm going to make a Star Wars reference. George Lucas had a fairly succinct 3-year cycle, but that was part of it was because he would spend a whole year or more on just special effects.
Yeah.
Right. This movie didn't have that kind of heavy lifting that needed to be done in post-production. There is some, obviously, like getting Lorraine to float in the, or not Lorraine, Carolyn to float in the air like that. The pull, like the stuff, the hair pulling, wrestling, which by the way would have been way easier in 2013 than it would have been in 77, 78.
Sure.
So that kind of thing. It has some, but it doesn't sound like a 3-year cycle would be necessary. So I don't know. Maybe you're right that they just didn't book him.
Who knows?
It didn't sound, but it just doesn't sound like he was banking on like I'm going to do 2 of them at least or something.
But when you see Annabelle set up in that movie, like she's introduced at the beginning of the movie, referenced a little bit later, and then shown at the end, it really feels like they're setting that up.
Well, but that's
especially when you get to the next one.
But are we just looking at it kind of retrospectively?
Yeah, there you go.
And
that may be the case too. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. Some, like every once in a while, you'll get that where the spin-off happens sort of naturally, where like, oh, you know what? Everyone really did like this character. So, or I'll give you an example. I don't believe
focus groups. Sure.
Well, I don't think that the Continental series was planned from John Wick 1.
Okay.
Maybe John Wick 2 was, and maybe John Wick 3 was, but this whole thing about the Continental and just that whole environment, I think people just became so enamored with that whole society that exists just below or parallel to our society that's quote unquote going on all around us, but we just don't see it.
Yeah.
Because we all would miss gunfights in the middle of a subway. But yeah.
Well, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the point is that I don't know if it was planned or not, but boy, are they milking this franchise? Planned or not, I think it was. Yeah, they are really.
I think you chose the right word there, milking.
Yeah, they're squeezing every drop.
Yeah, and you know what? That works especially for Blumhouse. Blumhouse does it all the time. Oh, you really like Night Swim? Okay, I'm going to make 4 more.
Right.
Oh, you like Megan? I'm going to make Megan 2.0.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So.
And I think that's, they had a hit on their hands, so I could totally see, what's his name? Jason, is it?
Jason Blumhouse, yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see him saying, like, yep, you know what? Hey, James, when are you free next?
Yeah.
And
can you just produce it and I'll throw on my own director? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad business model. He throws it out into the ether, sees what comes back. Okay, people like it. Let's do some more. So they invested.
Well, I mean, that's Hollywood.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I see your point.
Marvel.
Yeah, well, of course. I know. This series isn't the only one to do it. I'm just saying.
I believe we got 7, 8, and 9 of this little series called Star Wars.
Yeah, well, that's a different road.
Yeah, well, I think it's the same road.
Well, when The Conjuring gets to its 50th year anniversary, we'll talk about it again.
Okay, all right. But when we get to the things like The Acolyte and the Mandalorian, I'm sorry, Mark, but I think the term.
Oh no, that's milk. That's milk.
That's a dairy farm.
Disney bought the cow. They paid $4 billion for that cow, though. That's the thing. They paid over $4 billion for the cow. Yes, they're going to milk it. I'm not. No. What I'm saying here is like the whole planned versus not. I don't know, but either way, like they're milking it. So, to your point, though, the idea that we spend so much time with the Warrens does lend itself to that series, right? That idea of a serial set of movies based on that couple, not the parents,
right?
Based on the Warrens, right, and their adventures over and over again, whatever that ends up entailing, and then that's
obviously where they're going to get their inspiration for the next movies. Go from there.
Yeah, so they're their little Batman and Robin of the whole thing.
Okay. I think, that's going to wrap up The Conjuring 2013 on this year's RetroSPOOKtive. If you want to see what this movie would be like with a British accent, stay tuned for next time when we take a look at The Conjuring 2.
And if you want to see where this all started, just go watch The Exorcist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, if you do end up watching The Exorcist, you're definitely going to see a movie that was shot and filmed and set in the 70s versus a film shot in 2012 that was set in the 70s, Yeah.
No HD projectors in that one.
Not a one, yeah.
Going on right now over on our Or Is It? It's our 300th episode, month-long, over-the-top, tongue-in-cheek, self-indulgent celebration of awesomeness. A lot of great shows going on there, a lot of great guests, a lot of new things that we're doing.
Yes.
Check us out over there. It's
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So Mark, thanks again for coming out. We'll checking out The Conjuring.
Oh yeah, well, we'll spook to you later.
And I'm Derek, guys. We'll see you next week on part 2 of this year's RetroSPOOKtive.